Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. August 12th, 2025. The Indo-Pacific is tense, its calm waters now overshadowed by the looming threat of conflict. The world watches as the region, once known for its bustling trade and vibrant cultures, becomes a stage for military posturing and strategic maneuvering. The air is thick with the hum of military hardware. Fighter jets roar to life on distant runways, warships slice through the waves, and radar dishes spin ceaselessly, searching for any sign of escalation. Soldiers stand ready, their faces set with determination and uncertainty, knowing that every moment could bring a new order, a new crisis. Chinese naval drills edge dangerously close to Taiwan's maritime zone, their maneuvers a clear signal to the world. The drills are larger, more frequent, and more aggressive than ever before, sending ripples of concern through neighboring nations and global capitals alike. In response, Taiwanese jets scramble into the sky, engines screaming as they intercept and shadow the intruders. Thousands of miles away, in the Pentagon's high-tech control rooms, American analysts and military leaders track every move, their eyes glued to glowing screens, ready to advise or act at a moment's notice. The Bashi Channel, once an obscure stretch of water between Taiwan and the Philippines, is now the world's focus, a potential flashpoint for global conflict. Its narrow straits have become a chessboard for superpowers, where every maneuver is scrutinized, and every misstep could have catastrophic consequences. For local fishermen and commercial vessels, the tension is palpable. Every unidentified ship on the horizon brings anxiety and fear. The livelihoods of thousands hang in the balance as the risk of accidental encounters or misunderstandings grows with each passing day. Beijing's rhetoric grows sharper, with officials warning of consequences for any perceived provocation. Meanwhile, Washington's support for its allies becomes more visible. Joint exercises, new defense agreements, and a steady stream of military hardware to the region. The world's two largest powers are locked in a dangerous dance, each move watched by allies and adversaries alike. This is no longer a distant dispute, it's a daily high-stakes standoff with global consequences. News of the standoff dominates headlines, and ordinary people across the globe feel the tension, knowing that decisions made here could shape the future for generations. Disruption here would cripple supply chains and impact billions worldwide. The Bashi Channel is a vital artery for global trade. A single incident could send shockwaves through markets, empty supermarket shelves, and halt the flow of goods from Asia to the rest of the world. The stakes are immense, and the world holds its breath. Amid this superpower rivalry, a new front line is emerging, not on Taiwan's shores but on a remote Philippine archipelago. These islands, once overlooked and sparsely inhabited, are now bristling with new radar installations, military outposts, and the watchful eyes of the world's most powerful militaries. These islands, once forgotten by history, are now a critical pivot in the Indo-Pacific drama. Their quiet fishing villages and untouched beaches have become the backdrop for a new era of strategic competition, as military ships approach and the world's attention turns to their fate. Their strategic location could define the region's future. As dawn breaks over the archipelago, the world waits to see whether these islands will become a bridge to peace, or the spark that ignites a wider conflict. At the far northern tip of the Philippine archipelago, where the land meets the restless sea, lies Batanes, a remote cluster of windswept islands. Here, the landscape is a breathtaking tapestry of rolling green hills, dramatic cliffs, and the endless blue of the Pacific Ocean. The islands seem almost untouched by time, their beauty both wild and serene, shaped by centuries of wind and waves. For generations, Batanes has been known for its isolation and the remarkable resilience of its people. The Ivatan, the indigenous inhabitants, have built sturdy stone houses to withstand the region's fierce typhoons, and their way of life has long been defined by self-reliance and a deep connection to the land and sea. Once considered a peaceful backwater, far removed from the bustle of Manila and the concerns of the outside world, Batanes now finds itself thrust into the spotlight. Rising regional tensions and shifting geopolitical currents have brought new attention and new challenges to these tranquil shores. In the halls of power in Manila and Washington, military planners now see Batanes' isolation not as a weakness, but as a strategic advantage. Its location, so close to Taiwan and the contested waters of the South China Sea, makes it a key outpost in the evolving security landscape of the region. Across the islands, the signs of change are unmistakable. Survey teams have arrived, and the rumble of construction vehicles echoes along once quiet roads. New infrastructure projects are quietly taking shape, hinting at a transformation that is both physical and symbolic. In the villages, conversations among locals have shifted. Where once the talk was of harvests and weather, now there is growing discussion about military projects, unfamiliar equipment, and the presence of outsiders. The sense of change is palpable, and curiosity is mixed with uncertainty. The Ivatan people, long accustomed to braving nature's fiercest storms, now find themselves facing a different kind of tempest, a geopolitical storm that could reshape their homeland and their future. The focus of Manila has shifted northward. Government officials now make regular visits and the Philippine flag flies with renewed significance. Batanes is being recognized as vital, not only to the nation's security but to the stability of the entire region. The defense of these islands has become central to the Philippines' strategic planning. Soldiers now patrol the rugged coastline, and military vehicles stand watch near villages that once knew only peace. As the sun rises over the dramatic cliffs of Batanes, a new chapter begins. The islands are no longer a forgotten frontier, they have become the new front line, where the fate of nations may one day be decided. Batanes' significance is clear on any map. These small, windswept islands perched at the northernmost tip of the Philippines are more than just a geographic marker. They are a strategic crossroads, a place where the interests of powerful nations converge. For centuries, Batanes has been a quiet outpost, but today, its location is drawing global attention. Mavulas Island, the northernmost point of the Philippines, sits just 90 miles from Taiwan. This narrow stretch of sea is all that separates the two, making Batanes a frontline observer to any developments in the Taiwan Strait. The proximity is not just a matter of distance, it's a matter of minutes in modern warfare, where missiles and aircraft can cross these waters in moments. This closeness transforms the islands into a potential game-changer in any conflict involving Taiwan. In the event of rising tensions or outright hostilities, Batanes could serve as a critical staging ground, a listening post, or even a barrier to movement in the region. Its location amplifies its importance far beyond its size. For China, Batanes represents a new challenge, a possible launchpad for surveillance, intelligence gathering, or even military operations by rival powers. The presence of foreign forces so close to its sphere of influence is a strategic concern, prompting Beijing to watch the islands closely. For the United States and its allies, Batanes is a vital outpost for deterrence and intelligence. It offers a unique vantage point to monitor activity in the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea, and to project power in support of regional stability. Joint patrols and intelligence sharing are now routine, underscoring the island's new role. Manila, with strong U.S. backing, is leveraging Batanes as a cornerstone of its new defense strategy: comprehensive archipelagic defense. This approach recognizes the archipelago's vulnerability and seeks to turn its scattered islands into a network of fortified positions, each supporting the other. The goal is to create interlocking security zones, making it far more difficult for any adversary to move undetected or unchallenged. By linking surveillance, rapid response, and local defense, the Philippines aims to complicate any hostile plans and ensure that no part of its territory is left exposed. Fortifying Batanes sends a clear and unmistakable message: the entire archipelago is sovereign, and every inch will be defended. New bunkers, radar stations, and coastal defenses are rising, transforming the islands from a quiet frontier into a bulwark of national security. This strategic shift is not just about military hardware, it's about national pride. The people of Batanes, once isolated, now stand at the center of the Philippines' regional ambitions. Their resilience and cooperation with the military have boosted national morale and strengthened the country's position in Southeast Asia. Today, Batanes is more than a remote province. It is a symbol of resolve, unity, and the determination to defend the nation's future. The sight of the Philippine flag flying high above the cliffs is a powerful reminder of what's at stake. The island's ongoing transformation marks a new era in Philippine security. As Batanes evolves from a quiet outpost to a strategic nexus, it stands as both a shield and a beacon for the nation, signaling a readiness to face whatever challenges may come. The shift to Batanes is tangible. Joint U.S. Philippine military exercises now focus on the north. Soldiers practice amphibious landings, engineers reinforce runways, and special forces train for island defense. Airstrips are upgraded for larger aircraft, enabling rapid deployment. New ports and piers support naval and coast guard operations. Dual-use infrastructure benefits both locals and the military: better communications, improved radar, and enhanced weather forecasting. Local reserves are trained and integrated into defense plans. Supplies are pre-positioned for crisis response. The U.S. and Philippines are building not just bases, but capacity. Batanes is becoming a modern networked fortress, a credible deterrent. The islands are no longer remote, they're a linchpin in regional security. Batanes now hums with military activity. The Philippine Coast Guard has set up new monitoring stations, providing real-time maritime awareness. A HIMARS rocket system was recently deployed to Luzon, demonstrating the ability to target threats in the Bashi Channel. Joint patrols with the U.S. Navy are now routine, projecting unity and boosting morale. These deployments are defensive but fundamentally alter the security landscape. Each new post and patrol adds to a layered defense, raising the cost of aggression. Batanes is now guarded by vigilant sentinels at the nation's northern gate. The Luzon Strait, overlooked by Batanes, is a vital maritime artery. It connects the South China Sea to the Pacific, carrying massive volumes of global trade and energy. Any disruption here would have catastrophic economic consequences. For China, the strait is a gateway for its navy to reach the Pacific. For the U.S. and allies, keeping it open is a top priority. The waters around Batanes are now a critical battleground for submarines and surveillance. New Philippine surveillance infrastructure directly influences the Bashi Channel. Batanes stands as the eyes, ears, and sword of regional defense. The fate of this channel is a global concern, and Batanes is the gatekeeper. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, gives the U.S. rotational access to key Philippine bases, including new sites in the north. These sites, close to the Luzon Strait, allow rapid response to any Taiwan crisis. U.S. forces can launch drones, conduct surveillance, and support logistics from these forward positions. The infrastructure is collaborative, owned by the Philippines, accessible to the U.S., and designed to boost local capabilities. This partnership builds trust and strengthens the alliance. The goal is deterrence, not provocation, raising the cost of aggression for any adversary. The northern ADCA sites complicate Beijing's planning, forcing them to consider a swift, multi-directional response. Integrated deterrence is the new watchword. Peace is preserved by readiness. From Beijing's perspective, the U.S. Philippine buildup in the north is seen as encirclement. China views the first island chain as a barrier to its rise, and Batanes' fortification as a direct threat. Chinese officials condemn the new EDCA sites, calling them destabilizing and provocative. Beijing frames its own military expansion as a defensive response to U.S. moves. Each side's actions fuel a cycle of escalation and mistrust. The Luzon Strait is a lifeline for China's trade and energy. Control by U.S. allies is deeply unsettling. For Beijing, Batanes is not just a tactical challenge, but a threat to long-term ambitions. The risk of miscalculation grows as both sides fortify their positions. The Philippines' northward shift is a major realignment in Southeast Asian security. Manila is now proactive, linking its fate to Indo-Pacific stability. This is a sovereign decision, not just an American agenda. By fortifying Batanes, the Philippines denies China uncontested access to the Luzon Strait. This complicates Chinese military planning and strengthens deterrence. A stronger northern Philippines anchors regional security and encourages others to defend maritime law. The U.S.-Philippine alliance is now cemented with concrete and steel. Investments in Batanes and EDCA sites will shape policy for years to come. The Philippines is embracing its role as a frontline maritime nation. Batanes, once forgotten, is now central to the region's future.